but it was still like, oh, you're not coming back, you're never gonna be the same, you're not going to college for basketball, this and that, and all those thoughts were circling in my head, and it led to a very bad time for me.
If we had like more therapists in school, I know our guidance counselors are supposed to be like
Therapists, but
therapists, but like they're not.
They're not advertised as therapists,
They're
in
not.
my opinion. They're advertised like brace advisors before you get your brace advisor, in the sense where they just make sure you're doing good in your classes but not in your home life. And if they ask you about your home life, being okay or being good for a simple, as a simplified answer, it suffices with them, because that's like, okay, we asked you how you were, you said you were fine, type thing. It's not advertised as something like, oh, we should really check up on your mental health to see how you're doing.
At the end of the day, I think it's just so hard to for students to have someone to talk to, because as we said before, a lot of times guidance counselors are there for the purpose of getting kids ready to go to college, getting them ready for their future in school, and they're not really there to listen. And unfortunately, with the way our schools and everything is going with now, so many schools are hiring more security guards, and they're not hiring guidance counselors or people that are there to listen.
I was very depressed, and I already was kind of getting bullied by my teammates because like, oh, when you're coming back, you're not coming back, you're weak, this and that. So yeah, going through all that, and then but I never really told anybody because I was supposed to deal with it, It's supposed to be, this is my burden to carry.
It's kind of hard to say like how are you gonna fix the disparity in the communities of color, because those mental health issues stem from years of poverty and trauma. So if you grow up in a society or a community where it's constantly plagued with violence and crime and stuff like that, so you have anxiety, it's just anxiety, that's just what it is. But for someone who's not in that community, anxiety is experienced as something else.
So we have a cycle of trauma. Just overall, as a generation, we have this because of our school shootings. We have it because of the intense, college course loads and pressure to get into these schools. So we're already, as a generation, living in a perpetual state of anxiety. That's just the baseline. Not even going into the different anxieties and mental disorders that stem from specific communities due to the oppression from within inside their own communities, and just the lack of acknowledgement, saying that, oh, this is just normal for my community, this is normal in my household.
And a lot of people don't even know they're in a cycle. They just think that's
normal.
how it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not normal.
You have to really truly decide, I'm going to be the one to break this cycle, but even being the first one to break that cycle is a struggle too, because now you're putting the pressure of the world on yourself, and you have to balance a bunch of things like
Education and through, leadership activities and stuff to get us over the hump, because the hard part is getting to the hump, then getting over it is another thing.
But like you said, it's about starting when people from a very young age and making it for the new generation, so they can't even remember, they can't even remember a time without cell phones. One day it should be, I think, to the point where you can't even remember a time where they couldn't come to you and say, I have depression or anxiety.
And I think that's what's so amazing about the platform that we have with PALS and the Peace Ambassador Leadership Summit, because, as you said, Chasen, it's so important for kids to be able to, at a young age, have these leadership skills and learn different life skills. And I think that's what we're doing with PALS, is providing just an outlet to learn all these things, learn about society in general, become more aware, yes, but also know how to take a stand in the face of adversity and use their voice to make a difference. And also what's so interesting about PALS and so amazing is that we're providing a space for people to voice what's going on in their lives.